Philadelphia, meanwhile, at home in Vet Stadium, defeated Phoenix. Seidner and Sikahema are back. Fair catch taken by another former Packer, by Sikahema. There is a flag down at the 14-yard line. Randall Cunningham will be at quarterback. It was here 2 years ago, game 1, that he suffered a knee injury that cost him the season. The offensive line banged up this week, particularly the center, David Alexander. Bad calf muscle. We'll see how long he can go. Antone Davis goes against Reggie White. Herschel Walker and Heath Sherman in the backfield. Fred Barnett and Calvin Williams, the wide receivers. And Mark Bavaro, unrestricted free agent from Cleveland and the Giants, is the tight end. Jerry Markbride is the referee today in the penalty against Green Bay.
Well, they're still standing over there, Verne, where they threw that flag right about the 14-yard line. Again, it wasn't anything on the return, because remember, the ball was kicked in the end zone and there was no return.
Face mask call and a personal foul against one of the members of Mike Holmgren's kickoff unit.
Face mask on number 59 of the kicking team while the kick was in the air. The enforcement is from the previous stop from the kickoff.
Jerry Markbright's microphone sounds like it might have been working when Curly Lambeau was here.
Well, that doesn't make any sense, though. The kickoff was on the 35-yard line,
previous
so it
spot.
can't be the previous spot. I think what he means is that if they're going to take the penalty, then they have to have him kick it over, and it'll be on the kickoff. So instead of kicking on the 35, they would move him back and kick the ball over again, or turn down the penalty and take it on the 10, although they are standing at the 30-yard line.
15-yard penalty will be on the kick. They'll re-kick.
Yeah, that's what it had to be.
Well, for a game in which we anticipate high drama, that was a rather flat way to begin.
Well, you have to get things straightened out. Now, now the ball will go back. Instead of the 35, they're going to have to kick off from the 20-yard line. So the Eagles are going to get good field position here now. And again, that penalty was on the kickoff while the ball was in the air, so it couldn't be added to the first play of the game because the Eagles didn't have the ball yet.
The penalty was on Wayne Simmons, one of the 2 #1 draft choices. There is Simmons. We expect to see him a lot today defensively in the nickel situation against Randall Cunningham and the Eagles, but an inauspicious debut for his first game here at Lambeau Field. So now this is almost like a free kick after a safety, as the Green Bay Packers' Chris Jackie will kick off from the 25.
The only difference is on a free kick, you would use your punter and you would punt the ball. Because this is a kickoff and a penalty on the kickoff, you have to kick it from a place kick.
So Sikahema and Seidner move up accordingly. And here's Sikahema at the 26. Pretty good downfield coverage, and another flag. Tackle is made by Corey Harris. And the flag thrown at the 39-yard line on the near side.
It looks like the Packers are going to get some of that play back, Verne.
Illegal block, number 54, receiving team, on a return, 10-yard penalty, first down.
Here's the Green Bay defensive unit: Patterson, Bill Moss, and Reggie White at left end. Bill Moss, acquired from Kansas City, of course. Pop, Holland, Noble, and George Kuntz, the linebackers. Roland Mitchell, Mike Pryor, Leroy Butler, and Terrell Buckley are in the defensive secondary.
Verne, I think we just set a record. We've been playing for 4.5 minutes. We've had 2 kickoffs and yet to have an offensive play.
Here's the first play. Heath Sherman, big hole. And he is down after a gain of nearly 10. It might be 10 officially to the 39-yard line. Mike Pryor, number 45, catches up with him.
Well, one of the things that the Eagles said, or the first thing they said, is they don't want Reggie White to have a big play. So one way to do it is to run the ball, and two, run the ball away from him, so you know you're going to keep him calmed down. And like Rich Kotite said, especially early in the game.
Reggie has spent the week trying to convince himself and others that this is just another football game. It's not. He knows it. 1st and 10. Great fake. Randall on the bootleg. Pulls up and fires, and it is caught at the 45-yard line by the tight end, Mark Bavaro.
And there's no one that does a better job than running and throwing in this league than Randall Cunningham.
Under the provisions of the new contract with the Players Association, there are 53-man squads in the NFL and 8 players declared inactive each week. Here are the Green Bay inactives, 4 declared so on Friday, 4 more today. 1st and 10. Philadelphia at the 43. And oh my goodness, Brian Noble.
I tell you, that's the thing that Noble can do so well, is when you run the ball in there, he is really going to read and hit it. Number 91 has been making a living that if you block away, you block out, you block in, you give him a hole, he is going to hit that hole square and hit you in the backfield. If you're going to run at the Packers, you have to get a man on Brian Noble. He's like Matt Miller. Remember, anytime you give him a hole, whack, he's going to take it.
This is Walker in motion on 2nd and 11, and Cunningham to throw. Bumps, now he'll run. Randall may have gotten another first down. He went over 4,000 yards for his career last week. And that's a gain of 12 and a first down.
You know, Rich Kotite was making a point about Randall Cunningham that's so true. Is he was injured here in this stadium 2 years ago. And he said usually it's not the first year after a big operation or reconstructive surgery that you really do well. It's the second season when you finally come back. And I think that we're starting to see that in Randall Cunningham. I think he is really on the comeback road now, towards the end of the comeback road.
Short setup, pass right side. Fred Barnett cannot complete it. Randall Cunningham was facing the Green Bay Packers in Richie Kotite's first game as a head coach of the Eagles. That was 2 years ago in the season opener here. He completed 1 pass and then the knee injury when hit by Bryce Popp that cost him the year. 2nd down and 10. Calvin Williams goes left. Barnett comes right. No score. Opening drive of the ball game. Cunningham rolling to the left, chased by Reggie White, fumbles when hit. White got him.
That's what they didn't want. That's what the Green Bay Packers did want. Reggie White getting a big play and getting it early. He not only got by his man, he came in from the backside and knocked the ball out of Randall Cunningham's hands. And Reggie White has the ball. They wanted to control him. Watch him. He's going to come here. When Randall starts going back here, he's going to come from the backside. And you see him right there. 92, you see the fake. He runs by everything. Now he's going for the tackle and the strip. You see that right hand out there? He knows where that ball is, and he just got it out there, boom, and just knocked it right out of there.
You just saw the end of a Randall Cunningham, Richie Kotite nightmare. 1st down and 10, Packers. Favre hands it off to John Stevens. No gain at the 30-yard line. Brett Favre is the quarterback in his 2nd season as a starter. Had a terrific end of season in 1992, having come here from Atlanta for a #1 draft pick. Rutgers, Witters, Campen, Galbraith, and Robbins up front. Wide receivers are Sharp and Clayton, the tight end Harris, Stevens, and Bennett in the backfield. 2nd down and 10, no score in the game. Favre fires it out for Sharp. Eric Allen makes the tackle after a short gain. Defensively for the Eagles. And Richie Kotite said he knows it sounds absurd, but he thinks this defensive line is better than last year's. Simmons, Harmon, Millard, and Tim Harris, the former Packer who is making a homecoming. And almost nothing made of that. Here's Thomas, Evans, and Joyner, the linebackers, and the secondary, not the strength of this team. Allen, Miano, Frizzell, and Mark McMillan. 3rd and 7, no score in the game. That was Clayton in motion. Thomas just misses far. Now Joyner chases him, and Joyner catches him, losing yardage back to the 30. Seth Joyner makes the tackle.
Hey, that is what you call hustling. Seth Joyner starts over here. Watch, he starts over on this side of the field. The ball is going to come over to the other side of the field. Now watch Joyner up there in the top. He sees Favre come out, and watch him come here, boom, and make up ground. And he was going for the ball too on Favre. He tried to get his left hand in there.
Brian Wagner will punt. Most of those were pooch kicks last week. Seidner and Sikahema are deep for Philadelphia. By Sikahema at the 24. A lot of room to return it. And he does so to the 38-yard line. Tackle is made by Tim Houck, number 24. Eagles have the ball, 2nd time in the ball game. For Sunday, 72 degrees and a sellout crowd. The Philadelphia Eagles with the ball for the 2nd time. Other games early in the National Football League on this 2nd Sunday. New Orleans with a 7-point lead over Atlanta. Here the Eagles drove inside the 30. Randall Cunningham hit by his former teammate Reggie White and fumbled.
Where the pros shot.
Now Bryce Bob, the element
right
of this
outside
defense,
Lambeau Field.
moves to left end, putting White over the guard. Cunningham back, flips it out. Caught by Heath Sherman, who slips and falls. And that is down by George Kuntz, number 53.
Well, the Eagle defense really came in and did their job after that. You know, when you get the turnovers are going to happen, but when you get a turnover, then your defense has to go in and get the ball back for you. And of course, the Eagles gave up that big turnover. Then their Eagle defense went out and did a good job. And that guy, Seth Joyner, there made a big 3rd down play when he caught Brett Favre from behind.
2nd and 9, no score, early moments of the game. Cunningham into the flat for Heath Sherman. David Alexander comes out to try and block for him. And he's knocked down at the 43-yard line. Well, as we said, there are 8 players declared inactive each week, and we'll get to the Eagles in just a second.
3rd and 5.
Right now it's 3rd down and 5. Here are the inactives on Friday. Andre Waters out with a toe injury. Reed, Thomas, and Cooper. And today, Barlow, Chilinsky, Nichols, and the number 3 quarterback, Preston Jones. 4 wide receiver set now for the Philadelphia Eagles on 3rd and 5. Cunningham fires it up near the 50-yard line. Victor Bailey, the rookie 2nd-round draft pick, makes the catch. And that's good for a 1st down at the 49. There's Bailey, who went down to Boca Raton with Randall Cunningham to work out in the heat and humidity as kind of their personal mini camp in the spring. 1st down and 10. Barnett goes left, Williams right, no score, ball at the 50. Heath Sherman to the 45-yard line.
Antone Davis did a pretty good job then on Reggie White. They don't want to run away from him. Here's Antone Davis. He's going to drive into him, and they're going to take the ball inside of Reggie on this thing. So that's a couple things you can do. You can run away from a guy, or you can run at a guy. See, try and influence him out, and then run a hole inside him. See, Antone Davis thought that when he went out, Reggie White would go all the way out with him. Reggie White's too smart for that.
On a second down and 5. They try at right guard. Heath Sherman with yet another carry. He's been the most active running back. They've all but ignored Herschel Walker so far in the game. And the third member of the running back trio is Vaughn Hebron, the undrafted rookie who's been such a sensation in Philadelphia since training camp started.
Yeah, he's an exciting guy. I mean, you look at him, he wasn't drafted at all, but just watching him on film and then games we've seen on television, looks like anytime he gets his hands on the ball, he's a threat to go a heck of a long way.
Eagles go with the shotgun and 4 wide receivers now. This is Victor Bailey in motion. The blitz is coming. Cunningham hit by Johnny Holland, gets rid of the ball, but it's intercepted by Matt Brock.
They didn't block Holland at all. Watch him, number 50 coming from the right side of the screen. Boom, he puts a hit on him. Matt Brock drops out and gets the interception.
Packers on offense for the second time after the second Philadelphia turnover. They try the draw play, and Edgar Bennett runs into Seth Joyner, number 59. Let's go back and take a look at Matt Brock and the interception.
You know, it's an interesting play. Here's Brock right here. He's going to tie up the center, then drop out. Both of these safeties are blitzing along with Holland. So the guy that gets the interception right here is the nose tackle, number 62, Matt Brock. You see him? He engages right there. Now watch him drop off right here. Cunningham, just as he gets hit, throws the ball right to Brock.
Far on the line. Sterling Sharp is loose. Got the escape route, his second catch of the game. And he's got a first down at the 35-yard line.
You know, they have a term, a rack, a run after catch. There's no one better than Sterling Sharp because he's big and he's strong and he's always thinking a run. McMillan falls down. He gets the ball, just does a little spin, and right after that spin, he goes straight up the field. Hey, this Brett Favre, though, is a tough guy. Watch him. He just throws that ball. And he takes a late hit, just jumps right up, doesn't even bother him.
36-yard gain. Here's Jackie Harris, who had lined up wide. The tight end has the ball, and another Philadelphia first down at the 24-yard line.
Yeah, you have a couple of things with these receivers. Not only Jackie Harris at tight end, but Sterling Sharp, we just saw on the other play, that they're big, strong guys. So one, you have to cover them so that they don't get the ball. And then if they do get the ball, they're very tough to bring down.
That's a Green Bay first down at the Philadelphia 24. No score in the game, 4:45 remaining, opening quarter. John Stevens gets by Seth Joyner, and then Byron Evans makes the tackle at the 20-yard line.
I talking to Mike Holmgren yesterday about John Stevens. You know, they got him from the Patriots, and he said sometimes you get a new guy and a new team, and he has a new life. And he said, well, if we could just get 1,000 yards of rushing from this guy, this would really make our football team a lot better.
John Stevens had a 1,000-yard season in his rookie year, but has tailed off the last couple, thus became available and acquired by Green Bay. Second down and 6. Stevens in motion. Favre in a draw play to Edgar Bennett. He darts his way down near the 15. Byron Evans again with a tackle.
That was a draw play. They got right in behind Frank Winters, James Camp in the center, and Ken Rutgers, a big left tackle, who just signed this last week, and I think he's a heck of a player, number 75 right there. Just watching him over the years, I think he's one of the better tackles in this game. And if you want to run, that left side of that Green Bay Packer line's not bad.
And he'll spend the day occupying Clyde Simmons, an interesting matchup. 3rd and 1, no score. Bennett doesn't get anything. It'll be 4th down.
I'll tell you what, had Bennett stayed in there behind Rutgers, the guy we were just talking about, he would have had a first down. No, he left that a little early and cut to the inside. just watch right here and watch number 75 and 52. You see that push they get? If he got right in behind there, he would have gotten the first down. Although 96 Clyde Simmons may have had something to say about that too.
Well, Mike Holmgren is going to go for the first down on 4th and a foot.
I don't know. He's going to have to take a timeout because he's taking too much time in doing it. See, you only have 40 seconds now. And that's why he's so upset, because he had to burn a timeout there. He didn't get the play in.
Timeout Green Bay. Mike Holmgren will chat about what he wants to do. Serious threat by the Green Bay Packers now following a 36-yard pass reception. They have a 4th and a foot at the 15. Bennett breaks the tackle of Tim Harris, who was the second man to hit him. And it's 1st and goal. Green Bay at the 7. Rich Miano made the stop.
You know, you could guess that they were going to run there, because one thing that Mike Holmgren told us yesterday, he wanted to run at Keith Millard. And you're going to see that ball starts right in here at Millard. Here's Millard right here. That ball's going to start right in there. They pursue here, and he cuts it back in there. But he had the first down running at that Millard. They double-team Millard. He has the first down now. Then he just keeps going across the grain.
1st and goal at the 7. No score in the game. Blitz. Favre gets rid of it, incomplete. He was almost tackled by Seth Joyner, who came cutting through.
I don't know how he got rid of that ball. That's when you have to be able to throw the ball in different things. But watch Joyner. He's going to come straight up the middle. And if we just see, he just marks it here. No one blocks him right there. He just tries to get tripped up and just tries to get him at the feet. And boom, he just turns and throws that ball out of there. Edgar Bennett did try and block Joyner. He cut him, but he cut him right into Brett Favre.
2nd and goal. Stevens to the 2.
You know, Brett Favre is really an impressive guy, not only as a quarterback, but as a field general. Just watching him out there on the field, you just got a feeling of his presence. Although the coaches have the play script, the first 15 scripted, they call it from the sideline. You just have a feeling that this guy really, even in his second year, really has a control of this game.
Number 2 draft choice by Atlanta 2 years ago. Traded here for a number 1. Timeout call. Oh, Holmgren's really going to be upset.
I was just saying how much control he has of it, and he burns the second timeout.
Well, Mike's not upset. What do you know?
Didn't have a chance from the get-go. You look at the two backs, weren't sure exactly what they were supposed to do. They were talking to each other. They finally get into position. Then one goes in motion, but Favre looks, and it's a wrong one for the play he has called, so he had to use a timeout.
3rd and goal from the 2. Sterling Sharp, touchdown, Green Bay.
That was a rollout, and that was Brett Favre's 3rd read. He looked to the outside guy short, the outside guy deep, and then he came back inside to Sterling Sharp.
Chris Jackie gets the extra point. Brett Favre and Sterling Sharp set up the touchdown on a 36-yard pass, and then they get the score on 3rd and goal.
Watch this play. Brett Favre is going to roll out to his right. Now he's looking right here out to his right first. He looked, he didn't have anything out there, those 2 receivers, so he came back to his 3rd receiver, which was Sterling Sharp.
On that drive, Brett Favre, 4 of 5, 44 yards. And get used to that combination, Favre to Sharp.
Hey, he's an impressive guy. Mike Holmgren was saying that He's a lot like a linebacker that, you know, he comes out there and he's so fired up. Those first few plays, you don't know what you're going to get out of him. And Favre says, yeah, he said, all I have to do is get some hits. I just have to get hit a few times, and then I kind of calm down and I'm ready to play.
64-yard drive following the Matt Brock pass interception. And the Packers take a 7-0 lead with 1:16 to go in the first quarter of play.
But I'll tell you, I think anytime you have a quarterback with the mentality of a linebacker, I think you have a heck of a player. And I think he probably belongs here in Green Bay, too.
That's a good place for him, right? This, by the way, the 75th year of operation for the Green Bay Packers, and they are going after their 500th win in franchise history today. Jeff Seidner gets the kickoff. Breaks the tackle. Terrell Buckley makes the stop finally at the 40-yard line.
The two guys that do a lot of talking. Terrell Buckley, T-Buck. He even has his corner down there. That right end zone is called T-Buck. One thing about the Eagles with Seidner and Visekahima there, they have a couple of return guys, both punt and kickoff return, that when you kick to them, you have a chance of getting a pretty big play.
Both Philadelphia possessions have ended in turnovers. They now have a first down at the 40, trailing by 7. James Joseph is in the lineup. That's him in motion. Randall Cunningham. Reggie White hits him. Fumble. Scramble for the ball at the 42.
Reggie White came from the other side this time, Brent. I mean, he was on the right side, Brent, instead of the left side. Watch him. He's up here on this side. He's going to come in here and make the play this time. On the first fumble, he came from the left side to the right. Here he comes from the right side. See, he's getting that bull rush. Cunningham starts to run. In comes Reggie right there, and out goes the ball. Let's see when that ball comes out here. You can see it hit. Now that ball is out right now. I mean, that ball is out now before he's down or anything.
Packers recover. They've got the ball.
Reggie White has made 2 enormously large plays in this first quarter.
It's a second nightmare for Kotite and Cunningham. First down, Green Bay. Sharp has the ball. Flag is down. He breaks a tackle and fumbles, and the Packers recover.
Hey, that's the thing. You got to wrap your arms around to Sterling Sharp. Now that's the old play where you can fumble the ball and go forward. Now if that's in the last 2 minutes at the end of the game, then the guy who fumbles the only guy who can recover it and get the ball back.
Offside, number 77. Defense lined up in the neutral zone. Penalties declined. We had a forward fumble recovered by the fumbling team.
See what they're talking about. Here's Millard right here. The neutral zone is the point of the ball. So what they're saying that his hand or head is in that neutral zone. And watch Sterling Sharp here. He's so big and strong. He uses his hands coming off the line of scrimmage, makes the catch. You got to wrap him up. Gets stripped from behind, fumbles, and the Packers recover.
And on first down, Stevens rumbles up the middle to about the 13-yard line. Randall Cunningham, 2 fumbles and a pass interception. And both caused by Reggie White.
That's the way Reggie imagined this game and dreamed about it, and it's not the way Randall Cunningham did.
That's the end of the first quarter with our score. Green Bay 7, Philadelphia 0. Art Monk and the Redskins invade Veterans Stadium in Philadelphia next week. John and Pat will be there. And Pat, of course, working the U.S. Open Tennis Championship this afternoon. I'm Verne Lundquist along with John Madden. We begin quarter number 2, second and goal, Green Bay from the Philadelphia 7. 3 Eagle turnovers. Clayton goes left. Sharp, who's caught 4 and has a score, comes to the right side. Barr looks to Sharp. There's something unusual. Right through the hands of Sterling Sharp.
I tell you, and that is one that he's going to say that as he goes back to the huddle, I should have had that one. Rich Miano, number 38, is the safety coming in. He gets there way too late. The ball was maybe a little behind Sterling Sharp, but when he smells that end zone, Sterling Sharp has to catch those kind.
I'm thinking of our conversation with Richie Kotite last night. When he was asked who's better, Jerry Rice or Sterling Sharp, he paused and said, well, Sterling Sharp will drop a few more footballs than Jerry Rice will. Third and goal. Favre lifts it out for Sharp. He makes the catch, but it'll be 4th down. And we will see Chris Jackie in the field goal unit trot onto the field.
Yeah, that's one of the problems with that short passing game is you can only use it when a short pass is a 1st or 2nd down play, or if it's on 3rd down, will get you a 1st down. When you have that short passing game and you complete it on 3rd down, then it's kind of a wasted play because you have to kick the field goal anyway.
Jackie is 2 of 2 so far this season, and this will be from 23 yards out. Brian Wagner is the holder, and Frank Winters will center it. Packers are trying to win their 2nd consecutive game at the start of the season. For the first time since '82, they lead by 10. Kelly said yes to John. There they are, and they are friends of Reggie and Sarah White. So it's been a really perfect day so far.
And there's Reggie White's wife, Sarah. She put this whole thing together. She said she was going to put up the sign, and John was going to propose to Kelly right here. So she put up the sign, and John proposed, and Kelly said yes. So
that's the White daughter, Jacolia, in between, and the son is in there somewhere.
I guess that makes it official then. If he proposes and she says yes, that's the first part of it, huh?
Yeah, I guess so. Jackie will kick off.
Hey, Reggie's had a heck of a first quarter here. He's forced 2 fumbles and caused a marriage.
I wonder if he'll pay for the reception. Oh, what a special teams hit. And the ball pops loose. The Eagles do recover it.
You know, for the start, you see Reggie was talking about him. He's had 2 tackles, an assist, 2 forced fumbles, and a sack, and that's for some defensive linemen, that's darn near a season.
You know, John, there was so much speculation about where he would wind up. Many thought it might be Cleveland. Others thought San Francisco. And Sarah, his wife, yesterday was wearing a 49er golf shirt.
Yeah, that was just left over, but Sarah wanted him to go to Cleveland because that's where she's from.
Herschel Walker with the carry. Out to the 26-yard line.
You know, Randall Cunningham was saying that, you know, that they wanted to keep Reggie under control. He didn't want Reggie to fall on him and all that stuff. Look, Reggie's had a sack, a hurry. He's knocked Cunningham down once. He's forced him to fumble once. And then, of course, we just saw that Kelly and John got married, and of course he forced Cunningham to fumble twice on that.
2nd and 8. Cunningham almost intercepted. Terrell Buckley with good coverage on Calvin Williams. Buckley said last week he only had 2 balls thrown his direction. Felt like it was a wasted afternoon.
He wants to get up a little closer because his back pedal is so quick, and he has such good speed that he doesn't want the guys to get a cushion on him. He wants to be all over him. Buckley was on him a little too quickly there. In fact, it looked like he darn near mugged him, Verne. I think he was hitting him and all over before the ball got there. That could have been called interference.
3rd and 8. Packers send 3. Cunningham bumps. Now goes deep. He's hit from behind as he lets the ball go by Bryce Pop. not yet been ruled an incomplete pass. Mark Bright is looking for help.
Yeah, if his arm was going forward, then it has to be an incomplete pass. If his arm wasn't going forward, it could be a fumble. You see, he pumped. Now Papa's going to come in here from behind. Is his arm going forward, or was that ball knocked that way? From that angle, it looked like his arm was going forward. See, the whole thing is the arm. Is the arm going forward when the ball comes out? I think the arm is going forward, and he was lucky on that play that he didn't hurt his shoulder.
Well, it has been ruled a fumble and a Philadelphia recovery. It was not ruled. Imagine how long we'd be here if instant replay.
Yeah, well, I think they ruled wrong on that because his arm was going forward. That was a forward pass.
That's a big break for the Eagles. Vaughn Hebron comes in. Herschel Walker gets the carry to the 40-yard line. We talked about the kind of game Reggie White is having. Here's the kind of game Randall Cunningham has had so far.
You know, and you always want to start off solid, you know, on offense and not have anything bad happen early. But look, he's been sacked twice. He's been hurried 3 times. He's been knocked down twice. He's had 3 fumbles and an interception. So they have to get this thing calmed down and start getting control of this game again, the Eagles.
Cunningham finds Barnett to the 45-yard line. That'll be 1.5 yards short of the first down. Terrell Buckley makes the tackle. We were chatting last night. Here's a note. Mark Rippon is out and Kerry Conklin is in as Phoenix has taken a 10-0 lead. Giants leading Tampa Bay and Houston over Kansas City. We were talking with Randall Cunningham last night about a glove that he wears on his left hand. He started wearing it because of a bruise, but he said it helped keep him from fumbling. Well, guess what?
I think he's talking about when he was running, not when he's passing.
Heath Sherman. That'll be a first down at the 49-yard line.
You know, he ran right in there in that left side behind their new tackle, Broderick Thompson, their new left tackle. That's a guy that everyone we talked to in the Eagles has really been impressed with Thompson. He came over from the San Diego Chargers, and Kotite was saying that he really solidified their line. I mean, he's a real pro offensive tackler. So we're not playing with JV anymore. I mean, this guy gives us a real pro tackle.
Eagles 1st and 10. They trail 10-0. We're in the second quarter. Here's Hebron, number 45, the undrafted first-year player from Virginia Tech.
I guess he's really a refreshing guy. Anytime anyone does anything like a Cunningham, you know, passes him ball, he comes up and says, "Thank you for passing me the ball." Richie Kotite said he played him in a preseason game with the first unit. He came over and he was nudging him down on the sideline, and he looked down and there was Hebron. He said, "Yeah, what do you want?" He said, "I just want to thank you for giving me the opportunity."
Second down and 7. Gets the rid of the ball to Calvin Williams, yes, at the 40-yard line. Boy, right in the face of a big rush from Wayne Simmons.
I know Wayne Simmons was coming right at him, and he wasn't blocked at all. And Randall Cunningham threw to that side. Watch, here's Simmons down here. He is going to come. Now, Cunningham is going to throw out to his left. In fact, it's a little roll here. Simmons is coming right in his face. He just steps and throws right over him and completes a pass. Now, that is toughness. I mean, that's a tough act. When a guy is coming straight at you unblocked and you step right into him, look beyond him, and throw the ball.
Significant drive here for the Eagles, who trail 10-0. 9 minutes to go first half. Play fake. Ball is caught by Joseph. And he's got a first down. Philadelphia at the 17-yard line.
That's what we talked about the Eagles had to do. You know, they came in here, they let Reggie White make some big plays. They lost control of the game. And on this drive, they're starting to get some control back. You know, just get some first downs. That's what they have to do. They have to think in those terms. You know, if you get the first downs, then the field goals and the touchdowns will come. That's what the Eagles are doing right now.
Philly has kept it split just about 50-50. Herschel Walker comes left, gets a block from Joseph, and is tackled as he reaches the 10-yard line. Mike Pryor makes the tackle, number 45. Isn't it amazing for a man who generated so much publicity and notoriety? He's almost a silent factor now, Herschel Walker.
Well, yeah, and they're doing a lot of different things with him. In fact, Kotite said he was going to run him more today. Last week they used him as a blocker, a little as a runner. They used him some as a wide receiver. And he's doing a lot of different things for him now. He's just not an I formation guy who gets the ball all day.
Second down and 3 Eagles. They trail by 10. Heath Sherman. It'll be first and goal. Philadelphia at the 4.
Yeah, I think that's the way you can run at Reggie White. You know, you don't run right at him. You just run towards his direction and then cut 1 or 2 holes inside. I don't think you have to run away all the time, because that's where Cunningham got in trouble when he was trying to roll away from Reggie. I think you can run at him, but 1 hole in instead of directly at him.
First and goal at the 4. Herschel Walker. Down at the 2.
Yeah, and that's exactly what they're doing. They're double teaming Reggie, and Reggie would be in what you would call the 6 hole, and they're running a hole away, or like the 2 hole. So you'd have the 2 hole in the right side, the 4 hole, and the 6 hole. They're double teaming Reggie in the 6 hole and then running in the 2 hole. If that makes any sense.
I understand it perfectly, which scares me.
That's just what they're doing.
Second and goal. Play fake. Cunningham, Bavaro, touchdown Eagles. There's a medical marvel, Mark Bavaro.
I'll tell you, he is a complete tight end. Bavaro is one of the real tough guys in this game. He not only blocks, but he catches, he gets open. He's just a quiet, tough guy, kind of what football is all about. That was a pretty good play. That was an option. Cunningham had the option on that play to run or pass. He had a pulling guard out there, Eric Floyd, in front of him.
Ruzak's extra point is up and good. And Mark Bavaro has now scored his first touchdown in a Philadelphia uniform. Back in Green Bay, Wisconsin, 6:25 to go first half. Mark Bavaro's touchdown catch from Randall Cunningham has cut the margin to 3. And now Roger Ruzak gets ready to kick off. There's Eric Floyd and Randall Cunningham.
See, and that's what Cunningham is talking to Eric Floyd about, why he passed instead of ran. It was an option. Floyd was out there. If he's going to run, Floyd would have been his lead blocker. But when they come up for the run, boom, he just dumps it over to Bavaro.
Very important drive for the Eagles. They go 75 yards. And now here's Corey Harris, who has the ball, and he's out to the 20, to the 30, to the 40-yard line. Tackle made by James Joseph. Corey Harris returns it 38 yards. Time has been called.
The touchdown again. Here's Mark Bavaro. We're going to see him come free, and we'll see what an option is. You see, as Cunningham comes out here, he has number 61, Eric Floyd, right there in front of him. Now, if these guys come up like they do here, he's going to throw to Bavaro. If they back up, he would have just followed Floyd into the end zone. You see, they come up, boom, easy touchdown. If they went back to cover Bavaro, then he has his big guard out in front of him.
First down and 10 following the 38-yard kickoff return. Play fake. Favre looks deep, fires it deep, and that one is tipped and intercepted. Rich Miano has it after Seth Joyner had tipped the ball. And now Miano coming left and is out of bounds at the 48-yard line. And Brett Favre is going to have to face the wrath of Mike Holmgren after that ill-advised pass.
I'll tell you, and it was a big play by Seth Joyner. You know, usually linebackers will work in that area from the line of scrimmage back about 10 or 12 yards. But watch number 59, Seth Joyner. He's back 10, 15, almost 20 yards. He runs all the way with Jackie Harris. He had him on the line. He ran all the way down the field with him and tipped the ball. That was a heck of a defensive play by Seth Joyner.
It's first down and 10 following the interception. Eagles with the ball at the 49-yard line. Herschel Walker gets by George Kuntz. That may be another Philadelphia first down. Now for an update. Let's go back to New York and Greg Gumbel.
Verne and John, the Redskins will do without Mark Rypien for at least the rest of this day. Hit by Eric Swan of the Cardinals here. Rypien suffered ligament damage to his right knee. We don't know how serious. We do know he will not return. Kerry Conklin quarterbacking the Redskins, who are trailing Phoenix 10-0, second quarter. Verne.
All right, Greg, 5:45 remaining in the first half here, and the Eagles with a good opportunity to take charge, or take the lead, rather. In the I formation, Sherman the knee back. Comes left. And is cut down at the 45-yard line.
I think what they were talking about, Miana's talking about how he got that interception, and Brett Favre was talking about how, you have to watch a Joyner because they were playing what they call Yale. Anytime the strong linebacker runs all the way with the tight end and stays underneath them, he was probably looking downfield. Favre was at the safety and probably didn't even see or feel Joyner coming underneath Harris.
Second down and 5. They give it off inside to Walker, and he's stuffed at the 31. It'll be third down. Why do they call it Yale?
Well, Yale, the tight end, you call him the Y.
Okay.
They have the split end as the X, the tight end is a Y, and the flanker's a Z. So defensively, if you're going to stay on that, then you say the linebacker is going to cover the tight end, who's Y, and Yale starts with Y. So that's a Yale coverage.
Even if it's not true, I love the explanation.
No, that's exactly what it is. It's Yale. What happened to Joyner? He went Yale. He went Yale on Harris. Favre didn't read Yale. What do you talk?
Third down. Incomplete. Intended for Bavaro, who didn't appear to be expecting it.
Well, there were two receivers right there in that area. And you're going to see Bavaro, and then there was someone else behind him. You see Bavaro looks like he's going to come inside. And you see you got a receiver here and you got a receiver here, and you know that's not right because that bunches everything up. I'm not sure who Cunningham was throwing to.
On fourth down, Eagles will go for it.
This will probably be some kind of option with Cunningham again, like we saw for the touchdown.
Could be
option runner pass.
Nope, they give it to Sherman, and he breaks into the secondary. First down at the 21-yard line.
Now that's a better play than an option runner pass, because what he's going to do is he's going to hit right in here, and then they get a little movement here, and then just boom, just cut it right back against the grain. See, he's the first back. You expect the second back to get it, but there wasn't a big hole at the point of contact. But then watch when he rolls. You see the point of attack right there? Everything is bunched up, and he goes against the point of attack. Well, they call Yale the coverage. They call that the POA. He ran to the POA and then cut away from the POA.
Okay, here's a reverse faked, and the pass is caught by Walker, who is tackled by Johnny Holland and thrown out of bounds.
Once you can get running in a game, everyone says we have to be able to run, and then we know the NFL is a passing game, but if you can't run the ball, then you can't have mixture. We saw the Packers having some success running. They had good mixture. The Eagles didn't have good running. Now the Eagles are getting good running, and it's also giving them good mixture, and they're moving the ball.
10-7 score, 3:08 remaining first half, 2nd and 6. And that play expertly diagnosed by Reggie White.
Now they got a little too cocky. You see, you can't run at Reggie. If Reggie's in the 6-hole, you can't run in the 6-hole. Now we know that you can run in the 2-hole if you're going to double team in the 6-hole. You see Reggie now, he starts inside. First of all, he makes an inside move. Anton Davis thinks he's going to influence him outside. Reggie goes inside. Now no one blocks him at all, and they were trying to get into that 2-hole. But you can't influence Reggie. That's the second time Anton Davis tried to influence him, and Reggie didn't go for it.
3rd and 10, 4 wide receivers for the Eagles, who trail by 3. Cunningham comes left. That's going to be close for the first down, but just short as Victor Bailey makes the grab. And it'll be fourth down, and Roger Ruzek comes on for the Eagles.
You know, I think we were talking to Rich Kotite. He said of all the concerns that he has about this team right now, it's his kicker, Roger Ruzek.
Ruzek hooked one and missed it from 32 yards out last week. He'll get a chance to make amends when we come back after this timeout of the 2-minute warning. Half and the Eagles on a fourth and a long one or a short two, with an apparent field goal attempt coming up now from Roger Ruzek in 92, 16 of 25. Fighting through a slump right now, however.
And Rich Kotite said he doesn't look like he's pressing, but I don't know how you know by looking at a kicker if he's pressing or not. I mean, I think the only way you tell is put him in a game and see right now. This is how you tell.
Jeff Feagles will hold. 31-yard kick to tie it up. Missed it.
I think that's the answer.
Richie Kotite said last night he's still my kicker, but
if he does that, he's not going to be for long. I think Roger Ruzek is quickly going towards the end of his stay in Philadelphia.
Coming up later this afternoon, the U.S. Open men's singles final between Cedric Pioline and Pete Sampras at the USTA Tennis Center in Flushing Meadows, New York. That comes up later this afternoon as Sampras goes after the championship against a heretofore unknown Frenchman. First and 10 after the missed field goal from 31. Favre tipped incomplete. 5'6" Mark McMillan somehow got up as he does all the time.
Well, you know, he's one of those guys that, in fact, they call him a bulldog. Rich Kotite says, you know, he's a bulldog. He doesn't even know he's 5'6", but you know, I was so impressed with him towards the end of last year. I thought this Eagle defense, you know, getting to the playoffs and in the playoffs was very impressive. And the guy they always wanted to work on was Mark McMillan, and he always rose to the occasion. This guy may be small, but he's a football player.
Second down and 10. Favre back under pressure. Let's go. And finds Edgar Bennett, but he loses yardage to the 19-yard line.
And that was Keith Millard on him. Keith Millard broke through there, and Favre is a pretty strong guy. You know, he's one of those quarterbacks that lifts weights and works on his upper body, and this is where it comes in. This is where it helps. Watch 77 there, Millard. He grabs him with one, but Favre is still strong enough to stay up and throw the ball.
Packers use their final timeout. 32 remaining first half of play. Green Bay with a 3rd and 11 and a 3-point lead. And if the Eagles can get the ball back, they do have all 3 timeouts remaining. Phoenix has increased its lead over the Washington Redskins. Giants lead by 7, so does Houston. And New Orleans rolling over Atlanta. 3rd and 11. Brett Favre under his center, James Campen. John Stevens in motion. Eagles are stunning, and Favre is hit as he lets it go for Sterling Sharp. Incomplete at the 35. Millard was one of those with Andy Harmon who got to Brett Favre.
And that's the second play in a row. The play before that, we saw Millard get there. This time, here's Millard, here's Harmon, and they're getting pressure from the inside. Watch them. They both start on a rush just to the outside. Then Harmon just breaks free, number 91, and he hits Favre just as he throws the ball.
Vai Sikahema is back to return it at the 40. Brian Wagner will punt, and this will be returned. Sikahema gives the Eagles terrific field position at the 43-yard line.
You know, when you can give credit for an incomplete pass any way you want to, but when a guy gets hit like that, you have to give credit to the defensive line. And then how do defensive linemen celebrate? They don't celebrate like, you know, you're just a high five or something like that. Boom, you just bang yourselves in the head. Who cares? And someone says, hey, those defensive linemen don't have their heads on straight. Well, heck no, they're doing too much headbutting. Can't keep your head on straight.
1:26 to go first half. 1st and 10, Philadelphia. Cunningham back. Got him. Reggie White.
Hey, I am not sure how much dough they gave Reggie. They gave him a lot of it, but he's earning it today. The Eagles say that, you know, that's one thing. There's Reggie White. It's hard if you don't have some help out there. You know, if you don't have something to do where you're going to have a back in there to help. That time it was a stunt. He started out, came to the inside, and got the sack.
They got him again. That's Sarah White.
Look at her. She has all the signs, all the arm signs. Go, go. Keep them going backwards.
Well, Reggie White went down to see his former teammates in Appleton last night at their hotel. There were 4 weddings taking place at the hotel, and Reggie White's appearance, and here he is causing Kelly and John to get married, and Randall Cunningham to try and forget the day.
That's a big thing, the havoc that he's raising with Randall Cunningham.
Herschel Walker, tackled by Johnny Holland. 4th down.
Boy, I'll tell you, this defense really rose to the occasion here because the Eagles could have gotten some life just before the half. They had good field position. The defense went in and took it away from them. I think this is the greatest place for a football game in this country. And you know, they understand the game here. They know offense, they know defense. All these fans gave that defense as they came off the field. They gave them a standing ovation.
Time was called. It could not have been called by Green Bay. They had used all 3 of theirs. We were told it was a Green Bay timeout, but they had already expired or had used all 3. Well, the clock had stopped. It's 4th down.
I think if you're going to stop the clock, then you better go for a block here. You wouldn't want to take a timeout and not go for a block, and they are.
Darrell Buckley. Boy, that was dangerous. 24 seconds remaining in the half. Jeff Seidner gets down to make the stop. Well, in his wildest fantasies, Reggie White could not have conceived of a better start to his career in Green Bay than what's happened today.
Well, Reggie White is one of the most dominant defensive players to ever play this game, and there's only 3 or 4 guys that I've ever felt that could win a game, and we've seen them do it from the defensive side. Lawrence Taylor was one. Reggie White is the other one. Cortez Kennedy in Seattle, I think, is one of those guys. There's not a lot of guys that can win it from that side, but Reggie White's been one for some time.
Packers will be content to take a 3-point lead into the halftime. They dominated the opening quarter and then had to hold off an Eagle onslaught in the second quarter. And a big, big defensive stand led by the $4.5 million man on the final series by the Eagles prevented Philadelphia from tying it up or going on top. That's the end of the first half with our score 10-7 Green Bay. That's a good one. And that has not been one of his strengths, but it will be returned. Here's Harris. Second time he's been above the 40-yard line. Ruzek had to help on the tackle.
We used to always say, if you're going to bring it out of the end zone, you better bring it out beyond the 20, because when it's kicked in the end zone, you get the ball in the 20 if you do nothing with it. So any returner, once he brings that thing out, he is going to be a determined returner, and I think we saw that on this play. See, if he leaves it there, he gets it on the 20. Now he knows, I didn't leave it there. I better get, okay, now I'm home free. Now I can make a little move, but don't let the kicker tackle you.
First down and 10, Green Bay. They hand it off to Edgar Bennett, and he moves out to the 45-yard line.
You know, one thing about a Mike Holmgren team, you know, this 49er offense, you can see that they really spread the ball around. So he's 2 for 2 here in the left side, 1 for 2 in the middle, 4 for 6. So he's thrown over here more than any place, but only thrown 2 deep passes past 15 yards. So that's that ball control, short pass offensive game that, you know, the 49ers have done. Bill Walsh, Mike Holmgren, so many people done successfully.
And here's another example of it. John Stevens can't hang on. It'll be 3rd down and 6. Just an injury note that we haven't passed along yet. Eric McMillan, not Mark, but Eric McMillan, suffered a sprained left foot in the first half. They x-rayed negative, but he probably will not be back.
You know, I think we saw Brett Favre throw that ball into the dirt. He has that linebacker mentality. He gets fired up. Sometimes at halftime you get pumped up too, and he looked like a linebacker on that last throw.
Marcus Wilson comes in as the nickel back now, number 29. That's him in motion.
Got him.
Favre crossing pattern. Flag is dropped on Seth Joyner. It looked like a nifty play.
Yeah, but I think he may have gotten his hand on Harris before the ball gets there. Seth Joyner's a heck of a player. When you can put a guy like Seth Joyner man-to-man on a tight end like that and let him cover him all over the field, you know that you have something. And you see that then, I think maybe his hand just got there a little too early.
And it'll be a 1st down, Green Bay at the 50. Sterling Sharp goes wide left this time. Mark Clayton, who's yet to catch a pass, the former Miami Dolphin, comes to the right side. Stevens to the 48-yard line. It'll be 2nd down and 8. Tackle is made by Clyde Simmons, number 96, who is kind of lonesome over there. He's the stalwart years gone by, that Philadelphia defensive line, and joined now by 2nd-year player Andy Harmon, Keith Millard, who played for a summer here in Green Bay, and Tim Harris, who led this Green Bay team in sacks when he was here. And Harris has been a very quiet factor today.
He hasn't done much. And Millard, remember when he played in Minnesota, he was one of the most dominating defensive tackles that ever played the game.
This pass left side, and Sharp makes the catch, but only for a gain of 1 yard. Mark McMillan makes the tackle.
Yeah, see, that's that problem with that short passing game. If you don't get some run after the catch, then you end up with a lot of 3rd and long. I mean, you can complete the pass, but you still complete it for a yard. Now that gives Sterling Sharp another pass caught, you know, and another stat, but it makes you in 3rd and long. I mean, you could have ran a quarterback sneak and made that much yardage. So that's when it's bad. I mean, when it's good, it's really good, and when it's bad, it looks like that.
3rd down. Stevens comes right. Blitz is on. They read it to the hot receiver, Ed West. The former starting tight end makes a rare grab. Known now for his blocking prowess, but he gets a big 3rd down catch for a 1st down.
And that's when it's good, because it's 3rd down, and you should throw it beyond the 1st down marker. He throws it right here. It's a little short. Now West has to get that 3 yards. See, that's why you want the big tight end to get it, because if he catches it and gets tackled, that's not a 1st down.
It is a 1st down now. Green Bay, they lead 10-7, 12 minutes to go, 3rd quarter. Stevens on the sweep to the left. Slips as he cuts upfield and is down at the 34-yard line.
You know, they always talk about, you know, artificial turf and artificial turf cuts. And then there are grass fields, and that's what you're talking about. See, Stevens could have made that cut on an artificial turf, but because this is a grass field, you use the same footwork, and it doesn't work on a grass field. you see you can't get your feet in positions like this. You see where that left foot just starts to slide, then the right foot comes underneath, and instead of grabbing like you would on artificial turf, it just slips right out of the grass.
And there's Favre slipping, but he connects on Sterling Sharp, and it's first down, Green Bay at the 19-yard line. Brett Favre, who came on and started this game when the two teams played a year ago, he separated his left shoulder in that game when he was tackled, ironically enough, by Reggie White. Mike Holmgren said, do you want to come out of the game? He said, I can play because I can pass, but please don't call any plays where I have to hand off with my left hand.
And that's what Mike Holmgren said, that he knew that he was a quarterback then. When he had that thought process, I'm going to stay in the game, I'll do everything, but just don't let me use my left hand to hand off.
Well played. Bennett. And there's a little confrontation with Rutgers, and that's quickly broken up. Well, we talked about the play. Here's the play a year ago when Reggie White tackled Brett Favre. This was in Milwaukee in a game won by the Packers, and there's the separated left shoulder. Favre did stay in the game. And who would have guessed then that Reggie White and Brett Favre would be teammates on a September afternoon in Green Bay, Wisconsin, and playing the Philadelphia Eagles?
Well, number 4 is happy about it. I guess who would know?
Byron Evans with the tackle on John Stevens.
You know, Byron Evans is fired up about Stevens. He was the guy over there when Stevens ran to the left and he slipped down. Byron Evans was over there, and he was screaming and yelling at him. And here he gets now. He wants to control the run. You know, Byron Evans is a middle linebacker, and when you run against the Eagles, Byron Evans takes it personally. He's playing with a cast today, but you talk about who's the leader of this defense, who keeps it all together, who makes all the calls. It's that guy right there, Byron Evans.
3rd and 7, Sharp to the left side. Favre pumps once, nobody open, scrambles around Clyde Simmons, freelances, and is close for the first down at the 10-yard line.
I think Eric Allen made a first down saving tackle right there. There was good coverage on Sterling Sharp. They were trying to hit him on a slant. They had him double. Favre had to come off it. Then he had to run, and he couldn't make the first down because it was a good tackle by Eric Allen. Watch this. He's going to try and throw to his left. You see, he's looking out there. He pumps. A double on Sharp. By the time he comes back, he felt pressure, had to get flushed out. Now he decides he has to run. Now watch 21. Eric Allen right there. Boom. He makes that tackle that saves the first down.
Packers will go for the first or the touchdown on 4th and 1. Bennett. Rutgers and Winters on the left side led the way.
I'll tell you, that's where I'd go. I'd get right in there behind Big Ken Rutgers, Fred Winters. And again, when we talked to Mike Holmgren yesterday, he said that he wanted to run the ball at Millard. I think that's what they're looking for. They're looking to get a push in on that left side. They get a double in Millard. Rutgers makes a great block. I mean, he takes his guy and boom, he just turns him and puts him right on the ground, and that creates a big hole.
1st and goal. Packers already lead at 10-7. They hand it off to Stevens, who darts to his left and then is stacked up by Clyde Simmons, number 96.
Stevens seems to have a better feel when he runs inside. I think that's a little easier, and he'll get used to this feel. Again, this is his first year with the Packers. He played up there with the Patriots where they had artificial turf, and I think that it's a little easier to run inside and keep your footing than it is when you go outside and try and make cuts on sweeps.
2nd and goal from the 5.
1936.
Play fake. Favre, nobody open. And Seth Joyner. Whoa! Now that is ruled as an incomplete pass, and now there's a flag down at the 1.
Well, that's a new rule, intentional grounding. See, once he gets outside those tight ends, he gets out there in that sideline, he can throw the ball away. He can intentional ground the ball. And that's what Favre is arguing that he did. See, he runs out here, and you're going to see when he gets out here to the right that he has no one open. You see him, he comes out here in a bootleg. Now, if we can just stop it here, this is what he's looking at. Here's a receiver, here's a receiver, here's a receiver. There's 1, 2, 3. Those are his 3 reads, but none of them are open. So he just has to keep going, keep going. Now he's outside that area. So if that's a forward pass, then they can say that what he was doing.
Offense, 10-yard penalty, second down.
What they called was offensive pass interference against the Packers. But again, what Favre did was legal because of the new rule that once you get outside those tight ends, the quarterback can intentionally ground the ball.
Penalty thrown down near the 1-yard line. So
that was a penalty, was thrown on one of those 3 guys that was trying to get open.
Second and 15.
did you see that stuff all over Millar's legs?
Oh yeah, Millar's looked like that since he's been at Foothill High School in Western California.
Fire back on second down. Tipped away. Byron Evans with an excellent defensive play. Jackie Harris, the intended receiver.
You know, that's where those Eagle linebackers are really doing a good job today, Verne, is in space, is getting back there and getting good depth. You see there's pretty good pass protection here. You see those linebackers back there, Evans getting good depth, making a reaction and a run on the ball. We saw Evans do it then. We've seen Joyner do it a couple times and get an interception. They're not only getting back, these Eagle linebackers, but when they get back, they're doing something.
3rd and goal from the 15. Favre freelances. Jackie Harris tries to out-wrestle Miano. Touchdown! It looked like the WWF at the 2-yard line.
That's why you need that big tight end. He was trying to get it to Sterling Sharp earlier, though. Again, Sterling Sharp is the guy that he's looking for right off the bat. He couldn't find him, then he had to run again. Now, there you throw to a guy and you throw on the run. You're going to your right, you're throwing back, you throw into double coverage. Everything wrong for a quarterback to do, and you get a touchdown.
Jackie's extra point is up and good. They freelanced it and got the TD, Jackie Harris. Packers go 58 yards in 8 minutes to open the second half, and they get the touchdown on something of a miracle. And a terrific wrestling match. Jackie Harris, who got in for the score on 3rd down. 17-7, Green Bay.
You know, it's interesting. You said it looked like a WWF thing, and it was because the center, James Campen, who was a big WWF fan, was right in the middle of that play.
There's Jackie's kick. Sekahima to the 15-yard line. Brett Favre finds Jackie Harris for the TD. Time has been called. Eagles have the ball.
Said touchdown again. We see Favre is going back. He's looking for Sterling Sharp right there. Can't find him. Starts to run. Throws across his body to Jackie Harris, who's double teamed. Now, if we watch this, now watch 63. Here comes big James Camp in the center. We're going to get here. It looks like he stopped. He stopped. You think you got him stopped right here, right? No, watch Camp at 63. He comes in. Boom! He just knocks the thing into the end zone. And that's legal. You can't help your own guy in, but he knocked Miano off.
You cannot defy the laws of physics. It was going to go that direction.
On that play. You know who his favorite athlete is?
No.
The Undertaker. That's his favorite athlete, The Undertaker.
Now it's going to scare me if I know who The Undertaker is.
Well, he's in the WWF.
That's what I thought.
Now, any guy who's a fan of The Undertaker, man, I'll guarantee you he's going to be down there in the goal line helping his guy get in the end zone.
Did a pretty decent job.
And I think he may have had an illegal instrument somewhere. I think there was a foreign object in there.
Here's the pass to Bavaro. That's a first down, Philadelphia. At the 30-yard line, Brian Noble makes the tackle.
It seems like that Mark Bavaro has made a living. It has been open all his life right in the middle of the field. You think of all those times he played for the New York Giants, Phil Simms throwing him passes down the middle, and he goes to Cleveland. Now he's at Philadelphia. But Mark Bavaro is always a good blocker, and he's always open in the middle.
He's caught 3 for 30, including the Eagle touchdown today. 1st and 10. Heath Sherman is stacked up. Johnny Holland with the tackle.
Antone Davis, I'll tell you, he got that one. He knocked Reggie White out of there on that play. That Eagle defense, you talk about guys that are always ready to play. Byron Evans is one of those guys, even with a cast on his hand.
Antone Davis, #1 draft choice of the Philadelphia Eagles 3 years ago. A troubled first year and indeed second year. Many feel he will come into his own this season. He's confident that he will. Blitz. Cunningham reads it and finds Fred Barnett out to the 41-yard line. Leroy Butler, number 36.
You know, you wonder when they were going to start going to Barnett. I think that's only the second pass that he's caught. He has a little problem with his leg right now, but you know, if the big play guy of the Philadelphia Eagles receivers has to be Fred Barnett, and that's only the second pass he's caught today.
Barnett comes left. First down and 10, Eagles at the 41. Cunningham. The problem Randall has had is not in throwing the ball, it's holding on to it. He's fumbled 3 times when hit. Heath Sherman comes left and out to the 46-yard line. Brian Noble with the tackle.
That was the kind of running that Rich Kotite said that he wanted to do today, that type of thing where you just start to the left, you get the ball deep to your back, Heath Sherman, and then you let him just pick a hole. He can go right in behind Broderick Thompson, he can go in behind Mike Shadd, or he can bounce outside of Thompson.
Heath Sherman with 51 yards on 12 carries. 2nd and 5. Sherman breaks through. It's another Eagle first down. Brian Noble, number 91, makes the tackle.
And that's the kind of running. In fact, they call it blunt, and all you do is you get a hat on everyone. You know, in other words, you just go man block, and you see they got 2 tight ends there, and they're just going to, everyone just fires out. You see now if we just stop it here, we can see everyone has a man here, a man here. Here's the hole, so he's going to start here and cut right back there. You see that? You just start in there, and as you get into the line, you'll find a hole, and that's where you go. You don't know before you start.
Cunningham will throw on 1st and 10. Drills it to Bavaro. Flag is down, and that's a first down if the play stands at the 35-yard line.
And he had to get rid of the ball right then. Reggie White was on Antone Davis, and he gave him what you call a bull rush, where you just get both hands on, pick them up, and run them right back into the quarterback. And that timing had to be about just as it was. See, there's the penalty right there. It was on Brian Noble.
Infraction on the play. First down.
There was an infraction. We knew that.
Yeah, it was Brian Noble. You know, any linebacker's always taught when you get back and someone tries to come across your face, you just clothesline him. He's not even looking at all. I don't know that he clotheslined him. He just knocked him down.
1st and 10, Philadelphia at the 35. 2:40 to go, 3rd quarter. Play fake. Cunningham takes to Sherman and throws it across the middle, incomplete at the 21-yard line. Right now, let's go back to New York for this NFL update. Here's Greg.
Verne and John at Washington. The Redskins are finally on the board in the 3rd quarter. Kerry Conklin in relief of injured Mark Rippon. 9-yard touchdown pass to Ricky Sanders. The extra point now makes it a 17-7 Phoenix lead. Verne?
All right, Greg, and that's the score we have here, 17-7, and Philadelphia will host New York next week on CBS. Green Bay has the week off. Cunningham flips it out, and it's caught by Sherman out of the backfield, and he's down to the 30-yard line. Just a correction, it's Philadelphia hosting Washington next week, not New York. Roger Ruzek getting ready in case. It's 3rd and 5. Ruzek has missed from 31. Now the Packers will go with their prevent defense. It's 3rd and 5 at the 30. 17-7 Green Bay. They fake the trap. Walker out of the backfield. Almost loses the ball, but and it may have come loose.
This is the thing, you never know if there's a foreign object in the bottom of that stuff either. You know, that ball could have been down. It could have changed hands like 3 or 4 or 5 times before they get it up. Watch him. Herschel Walker makes a good cut here. You see, he just comes under control, cuts back to the inside. The ball is stripped out of his left hand. He almost gets it for his right hand. Then the last time we see it, he has it between his legs.
And he did recover it. So it's first down, Philadelphia at the 22.
If he recovered it between his legs. I think Calvin Williams ended up with it.
Sherman has it now. And it'll be second down, Eagles, with 1:07 remaining in the third quarter.
You know, again, when the Eagles have good mixture, when they're able to run the ball and so on, then they move it well, and that's what they have going now. It was funny when we talked to Rich Kotite last night. He said, you know, this is probably one of those things that will come right down to the end, and either we'll beat them at the end or they'll beat us at the end, and it looks like that's the way it's going.
It's 17-7 right now, second down. Cunningham fires it out to Sherman. He breaks a tackle. There's a fumble. Green Bay football.
Good pass protection. Cunningham looks outside, comes to the outside, boom, another good tackle and a good strip. Corner, Roland Mitchell, number 47. All defensive players are getting better at this, knowing where the ball is, and just before you go tackle or as you're starting to tackle, just get a hand on the ball. Mitchell went boom, knocked it right out of there with his left hand.
And Green Bay gets the ball back. Favre will hand it off to Stevens. Maybe a yard. Byron Evans, number 56, makes the tackle. Roland Mitchell, who forced the last fumble.
You know, I don't remember defensive players doing that until Lawrence Taylor came in the league. The guy that would, you know, you do both. You don't just go for the ball, but you go for the ball and the tackle in the same motion.
That's the end of the third quarter at Lambeau Field in Green Bay, Wisconsin. The Packers lead at 17-7 over the Philadelphia Eagles. Philadelphia next week at Vet Stadium. The Rams will be at the Giants, and then at 4 o'clock next Sunday afternoon, Atlanta will be at San Francisco. Check the local listings for the game to be televised in your area. We began the final quarter here at Lambeau Field in Green Bay. Verne Lundquist and John Madden. The Green Bay Packers with a 10-point lead over those guys. Here's Brett Favre.
And I'll tell you, if they're going to get a big play, that one guy may have to throw it to the other guy to get a big play here. The thing that's been killing the Eagles all day, though, are those turnovers. They've been playing pretty well. They just had those turnovers.
4 so far. Here's Favre. Seth Joyner kind of messed that one up.
You know, again, you go back to the Packers and the pass protection. Clyde Simmons, who's the big pass rusher now for the Philadelphia Eagles so far only has one hurry. I think you go back to Rutgers, and Rutgers has really done a good job on Clyde Simmons.
So that little note on the back of Clyde Simmons' helmet. When he was in high school, Clyde Simmons played basketball against Michael Jordan. So as a tribute to Michael's late father, who was murdered in South Carolina earlier this year, he's got the Pops Jordan tribute on the back of his helmet. Off his back foot, thrown up for grabs and intercepted, picked off by Eric Allen, and the Eagles get a huge turnover on what looked like a blimp ball. That thing was a pop gun.
That was, well, he was trying to throw it away, but you always teach a quarterback, if you're going to throw it away out of bounds. Don't throw it away in the field, because that's exactly what happens. You're going to watch Eric Allen is going to make a heck of a reception here. All 5 seasons, he has nothing there. He's trying to throw the ball away, but he keeps it in the play. He keeps it in the field, and Eric Allen makes a heck of a catch, and the coach grabs ahead.
Combs returns, starring Anthony Higgins as the super sleuth. First down and 10 from the 25. They toss it to Hebron. He goes left and surges inside the 20 to the 18-yard line before George Kuntz, number 53, makes the tackle.
You know, sometimes you need a guy like Hebron who just gives you a little spark, a little life, just to change your pace. I mean, and when we were talking to the Eagles, they said we may put him in on 3rd down. We may put him in on any other down. That was a 1st down play just to give a new spark.
Byron Noble is the injured player. We'll return to Lambeau Field after this message from your local station. You're watching the NFL on CBS.
Brian Noble was the injured Packer. If we watch him right here, number 91, we'll see what happened to him. He's still down in the field. You see, he starts to read, and then Mike Shadd is going to come and block him right there. You see his right knee gets caught underneath him. He just goes right over the top of it.
And they have brought the cart out to help Brian Noble into the.
He's been such an inspirational player on this Packer team. You know, one of those tough guys who always stops a run in the middle, and been playing for 9 years, and you know, a real tough guy. We talked earlier about how if you don't block him, he's going to take that gap and hit that hole, and great pursuer and tackler, and again, kind of a big part of the heart of this Green Bay defense.
Now Brian Noble will be taken immediately in for x-rays. And James Willis, a rookie from Auburn, has replaced him on the field.
You know, there's parts of football that are great. You know, the competing, the playing, the excitement, the scoring touchdowns, and there are parts of football that aren't great. There are parts of football that are sad and no fun, and you wish would never happen, and this is one of those. This Packer defense has been playing a heck of a game. If you look at what they've done, they've sacked Cunningham 4 times, hurried him 5, knocked him down. They've had caused 4 turnovers.
Heath Sherman and James Willis is immediately tested. The linebacker number 56, who just replaced Brian Noble. He makes the tackle, but it is enough for the first down.
Well, you know, we're just talking about how this defense has really been all over Randall Cunningham today. If you look at the pressure he's had, he hasn't had as much pressure this second half. Most of the bad things, or all the bad things, really happened in the first half to him.
And many of those in the first quarter. Barnett left. They hand it off to Hebron. And he stuffs it to the 10-yard line. James Willis, number 56, makes it.
Now this is what happens when you come to Green Bay and you get stuff. I mean, stuff just flies around. See, now here's the camera. Now look, right in the middle there is someone that just says, I want to watch your game here. So the bug just comes there and he says, I'm going to get a good shot at this game. I'm going to stay right here. I don't care what you do or what you say. moves.
They toss it to Hebert. He comes to the right side. Whoa! Terrell Buckley, number 27.
Yeah, in his first year, they had this thing. He came in and he signed late. He was a #1 draft choice, and they got on him a little about his tackling. But he sure makes a heck of a tackle there, because it's one thing to make a tackle, but the other thing, you have to get away from the blocker first. He got, boom, he beat the blocker to the inside and then came up and made the tackle.
It'll be 3rd and 10 from the 14. 17-7, Green Bay leads. Cunningham across the middle, caught but short of the first down. Now, Roger Ruzek comes on the field.
And again, they have to do that. You know, some people say it's 4th down. Why don't they go for it? Well, they don't, because they're 10 points down. And what they need is they need to tie it. They need a field goal and a touchdown. Now, if Roger Ruzek has confidence, he has to come up with it now and put this thing through the upright.
Yeah, how do you get it in this kind of circumstance?
This is where you test if you have it or not.
He missed from 31 earlier. Fiegels will hold. The kick from 27 yards away. Perfect. So the Eagles of Rich Kotite have climbed to within 7.
Yeah, and then you watch it today. Watch Buckley. The play he made. Watch, Antone Davis, 78, is coming out to block him. First, he has to get inside of that block and then make the tackle. That was the big play for the Packers on that drive. He threw him for that loss, then they completed a pass, and they had to go for a field goal. But Buckley, again, not only making that tackle, but here comes big Antone Davis. He weighs over 300 pounds coming out at you. You have to slip that and then make the tackle. So it's a double dip.
Roger Ruzek will kick it deep. Harris and Thompson wait for it. At the 2-yard line, they'll split as Ruzek goes back. Taken by Harris at the 10. He's had 3 really good kickoff returns already today. And steps out of bounds over at the 34-yard line. The tackle made by Otis Smith.
Look at all that gear you got if you're going to be a kickoff returner. You got to have a glove. You put one glove on, you put another one in your belt. Then you have to have that towel in case your hands get wet. And, so it takes a lot of gear. Then you got a double chin strap, and you just can't go out there and just play in a pair of pads and a helmet anymore. You got to take a lot of stuff with you because you never know what you're going to use. If you have 2 gloves, I mean, what makes you decide, well, on this one I think I'll just use one?
And why would one be yellow and the other white? First down and 10. Bennett trying to get around the corner and can't quite. Wes Hopkins, who received an inspirational welcome back in a Philadelphia uniform last week. Speaking of gear, look at this back of the helmet of Sterling Sharp.
Well, that connects the shoulder pads to the helmet so that the head can't go forward. And Sharp wants that so strongly that he has 2 of them. He has one that goes up halfway, then one that goes up the other way. So he has 2 things that are holding his helmet to the shoulder pads.
Wants to prevent what they call a stinger.
And he says, well, one thing, that he has to get down, bend his knees to catch a low pass because he can't put his head down there to see it.
Favre, and Harris has it slip through his hands. Well, we talked about equipment here and equipment there. How about playing this game with sunglasses on as a wide receiver?
Well, there's Mark Clayton. We know Sterling Sharp is one wide receiver. Mark Clayton is the other receiver. And if you look right here, he's wearing sunglasses. Now, he has these sunglasses made. You see where they have holes up here on the top so you can breathe when you sweat. And then down on the bottom, he has sponge. So the sunglasses stay right on his face.
3rd and 8. Blitz. Seth Joyner, who has played well today, makes the tackle on Marcus Wilson.
He's been all over the field, Seth Joyner. I think Seth Joyner and Byron Evans are, you say, who's the leader of that Eagle defense now, or who are the leaders? It has to be those two linebackers, because they've been not only making plays in the backfield on the line of scrimmage, but even deep downfield. That draw didn't fool anyone. It was against an all-out blitz. It was what they call a carry-back draw.
Byron Wagner, that's a short punt. Sikahema will run away from it, however, as it takes a very fortunate roll inside the 9-yard line. Whoa, Wagner got really lucky. Time has been called. Back to play with 9:48 remaining, and the Eagles 91 yards away from tying it up. They hand it off to Heath Sherman. He goes to the left side and is spilled after a gain of 1. Reggie White getting a rest for the moment. He is not on the defensive unit that's on the field.
Yeah, I think that's interesting. I would think that you would want Reggie White in the game now, because here's where you can get field position. And he wasn't in on first down. He's not going to be in on second down. If they stop him here, he'll probably go in on third down. But I think if the Packers can stop the Eagles here, they can get excellent field position.
Second and 9. Walker in motion. Cunningham across the middle for Bavaro, who is popped but has a first down at the 25-yard line.
And there goes the excellent field position, and there goes Mark Bavaro right in the middle. And again, it seems like that tight end is just open in that middle so often that you could darn near make a living just throwing to him. And you just watch him right on the left of your screen. You see, he just comes straight up here, right in the middle of the zone. He just stops, turns around, stops, boom, you pop him, you get a first down. You're out of trouble.
Bavaro with 5 catches for 56 yards. Cunningham looks left, pumps, goes deep left side. Pretty good coverage by Mitchell, who was down there stride for stride and breaks the pass up.
Well, like we said, if you're going to get the ball deep somewhere, you're going to have to get a big play to Fred Barnett. But of course, you have to beat the corner. Mitchell does an excellent job. He just has a man for man. He's running step for step with him, knocks the ball down. The Eagles had to take a shot. You have to take those shots when you have a guy like Barnett. You have to take that shot. That was one of their shots, and I would think before this game's over, they're going to take a couple of more shots.
Word from the Green Bay bench, no medical problem, no injury to Reggie White, just giving him a rest. Second and 10. Cunningham fakes it, hands it off to Sherman, and he's out to the 31-yard line.
If the Eagles can just hold on to the ball, they've really been moving it all right. But look what happened here. They had one fumble, and then it was a punt. Then they had an interception, and that became a TD. Then another fumble, and that became a field goal. So they got 10 points off of their turnovers. They've had 4 turnovers, but if they don't turn it over, they've played pretty good and solid football.
Reggie White in the lineup. 3rd and 4, Philadelphia. They load up the receivers on the right side. Blitz. Cunningham gets rid of it. Barnett has a first down at the 44-yard line.
And that's a good read, and I'll tell you, he knew one thing. He knew the blitz was coming, so he was going to hit that slant. Now, the thing is, if you're going to hit the slant, then here's Reggie White over here, so here's the place to hit the slant. So he's looking right here. Boom, he hits Fred Barnett right in here, because one, you get away from the rush, you throw it away from Reggie, and you get it to your favorite receiver, Fred Barnett. So a lot of that stuff is pre-thought, premeditated. If they come in a blitz, I'd like to throw to my left, and I'd like to get it to Barnett, and the key word being quickly.
Cameron gets the handoff, and Leroy Butler runs into him, number 36, after a pickup of 2 yards. Philadelphia has now moved from the 9-yard line out near midfield at the 47.
Yeah, this is a good drive, because even if they don't score on this drive, they took away the field position, because the Packers had them backed up, and if the Packers could have stopped them, they would have had good field position. Now no matter what happens from now on, the Packers will not have good field position.
6.5 to go in the regulation play. 17-10 Green Bay. Cunningham. That's why they're excited about Vaughn Hebron. Another Eagle first down at the 40-yard line.
Roland Mitchell has made a couple of big plays today, but he didn't make one on Vaughn Hebron. Watch, here comes Mitchell, 47. Hebron just plants that left leg, goes to the inside. Mitchell goes to the ground. He makes Holland miss, keeps going. I mean, he has about 4 or 5 moves in there. That's pretty good.
Native of Baltimore, graduate of Virginia Tech, undrafted. And one of the new heroes in Philadelphia. Here's Herschel Walker, and he doesn't get anything. He's down at the 39-yard line. And that defensive charge led by Johnny Holland.
Well, the Eagles have done a pretty good job of running the football today. And if you look, they've run 19 times to the left. And that's in there behind Broderick Thompson, Mike Shadd. They've run 12 times to the right. Now that's behind Eric Floyd and Anton Davis. Most of that right stuff had been in that 2-hole, you know, just short to the right.
5:12 remaining. Blitz again. Cunningham reads it, finds Calvin Williams, but he's stopped at the 35-yard line where it will be 3rd down. Terrell Buckley leading the defensive effort.
I've been real impressed with Buckley today, not only his coverage, because I don't think his guy has caught any passes today, but his tackling. I mean, he's not only, you know, taken on blocks and slip blocks and done that, but he's done good, crisp, hard tackling.
4:35 remaining, 17-10 Green Bay. Eagles, 3rd and 5 at the 35. Victor Bailey in motion. The newest of the front line of the Philadelphia Eagles, Broderick Thompson, is going to be found guilty of a false start.
You know, that's what you worry about. You're always worried about being on the road, crowd noise, passing situations, 3rd down. And they got him on that one. Watch him. Here's Broderick Thompson right there. Again, they're trying to audibilize. They're trying to get their pass protection set. Broderick Thompson got the pass protection set, but he just started it too soon.
Eagles are 5 of 10 on 3rd down conversions. Ball at the 40, 4:22 remaining. Barnett left, Williams to the right, Bailey also to the right. Cunningham comes right, goes deep for Victor Bailey. He's open, caught, touchdown. They victimized Mike Pryor.
And I'll tell you who else they victimized with Reggie White. Reggie White was there. He had the pass rush. He was free. Randall Cunningham got by him. What a big play of getting by him first and then throwing the ball. Watch, he's going to roll out here to the right. Now watch Reggie. He's coming on a bull rush. Now right there, he starts to go. It looked like Anton Davis held him just enough so that Cunningham could get by there. And I don't know if this is a pass or a launch, but whatever it was a perfect one.
Randall Cunningham finds Victor Bailey, and Ruzek will try and tie it up. Done. With 4 minutes and 14 seconds remaining in the game, Bailey makes the catch that ties it at 17.
A look behind the scenes.
Rival the New York Yankees, and the New York Mets head to Atlanta to battle the Braves. Baseball next Saturday, 2:30 Eastern Time on CBS. Anton Davis, the 3rd-year player who went up against Reggie White in practice for 2 full seasons.
He made a block on that last play. I think he held Reggie just to play. I mean, it was okay. He just got a little jersey there, just enough jersey to let Randall Cunningham get around Reggie White to throw the ball to Bailey for the touchdown.
Here's Ruzek, and that'll be out of the end zone and come out to the 20-yard line following the touchback.
Let's watch this. Here's Reggie White, and here's Anton Davis. And we'll just watch him here and see what happens. We see the pass rush. Now, Reggie looks like he's trying to make a club and go inside. Now, Randall feels that. Now, he's going to go to the outside. Now, I think right there, he just has just enough jersey right there to let Randall make this move. Whatever it is, it's just enough to keep him away so that Randall can escape, get out there, and then give the launcher job.
Tied at 17, first down 10. Total yardage, Philadelphia 314. Green Bay only 156. Here's Bennett to the 22-yard line. That's a personification of the short passing game.
Well, you know, Edgar Bennett is a fullback in this Green Bay Packer offense, and we know that Mike Holmgren came here from the 49ers, brought the 49er offense, and the fullback is a big pass receiver. You know, I think if you look at the 49ers team this year, Tom Rathman is out with a shoulder injury. He's caught a lot of passes over the years, and they are really going to miss him. That's a big loss for the 49ers.
Second down and 8. Favre off his back foot, throws it away.
He has to learn you can't do that. You know, in fact, Mike Holmgren said yesterday that young quarterbacks do some dumb things, and he's done a couple of them, and that's what he's saying. Now, if you're going to throw it away, you got to throw it away out of bounds. See, the last time he threw it away like that, Eric Allen got it on an interception. See, if you see this and you see here they come, throw it away. It's all right to launch it, but you got to get it off the field. Because if you don't get it off the field, then the other guy can get it and it's their ball. Just turn and just throw it out of bounds.
Favre, a rather modest 111 yards today. It's third down and 8, tie game, 17 all. Off his back foot again. Oh.
I don't know, he's throwing them away. He's throwing them away at the same spot, though. They get a good pass rush. This is a stunt. Clyde Simmons is going to be here. Now Millard comes out. Simmons comes inside and gets a good pass rush up the middle. This is what you call a line stunt. See, Millard tries to take two. Simmons comes straight up the middle, and he and Byron Evans hit Favre just as he throws that ball. No wonder he threw it away. It's just where he's throwing it away.
Brian Wagner is on to punt. Sikahema. That's a poor punt. Sikahema at the 43. Breaks a tackle at the 45-yard line with 3 minutes and 15 seconds remaining. The Eagles are in great shape.
And you know, when we were talking to the Eagles and Rich Kotite last night, he predicted this is the way it's going to be. He said, we'll play for 4 quarters. And then he said it's going to come right down to the last couple minutes and see who wins it. That's the type of game it'll be. It's funny, the Eagles, you think Rich Kotite, it's only his second year, and the Eagles win. I mean, you know, they've won over 10 games for the last 5 years. And people always say, what's wrong with the Eagles? Well, doggone, there's not a heck of a lot. This guy here, in both years he's been here, he's won more than 10 games. And they say, are they going to fire Kotite? I said, what for? Why?
He addressed that with some candor last night, that whole topic. Here's Hebron, and he's down to the 40-yard line. That's a quick pickup of 5. So much was made of the number of players the Eagles lost because of free agency, most notable of whom was Reggie White. And Richie said, you know, if you listen and read in Philadelphia, it's like we haven't done anything.
Yeah, I mean, he said it's a very negative place and a very tough place to coach. And, yeah, I mean, like if some coaches anyway, I mean, there's other places, they had 10, 11 wins in 2 years. I mean, they'd give them parades. I'll
give you a direct quote. He said, if you want to get depressed, go to Philadelphia.
Well, they're not going to like that one.
No, I know. Here's Herschel Walker down inside the 20, 30 to the 28. Well, here's why there's been so much discussion about Philadelphia in the offseason.
Well, you know, you look again, the players that they lost, I think, is Reggie White. I think that's the thing, and then Keith Byers later. But, you know, they did. They picked up Broderick Thompson. They picked up Bavaro, Millard, Harris. They're all starting, although Millard and Harris have been kind of quiet today.
We are nearing the 2-minute warning, and the Eagles, who have been behind all afternoon until they tied it up on the 40-yard toss to Victor Bailey, are now in terrific shape. 2 minutes to go. It's remaining. Philadelphia and Green Bay meeting for the 4th time in as many years. Last year it was a field goal by Chris Jackie that gave the Green Bay Packers a 3-point victory at the final gun. And right now we're tied at 17, but the Eagles have a 1st and 10 at the Green Bay 29-yard line. Randall Cunningham has thrown for 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. And here's Hebron, who is down inside the 25 near the 24-yard line.
You know, you look at Hebron and you think he's a little guy, but he's a powerful guy. You see, after every play, he shakes guys' hands, thanks them. You know, it's nice to be here. Thanks for blocking for me. But, you know, he doesn't run like a little scooter. I mean, he runs like he brings a load in there. I mean, they hand him the ball and boom, he goes in there with those big guards and tackles and stuff.
Packers have used one of their 3 timeouts. Try and save as much in case the Eagles score and they can get it back with some time remaining on the clock. Don't forget, coming up, the U.S. Open men's final, Sampras versus Piolín. Today's game is presented by authority of the National Football League, and the CBS telecast is intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or other use of this telecast without the expressed written consent of CBS, the Green Bay Packers, and the National Football League is prohibited.
And you can see that Packer group over there and Mike Holmgren, and it's frustrating. You're playing at home, the score is tied. You want your crowd to get into it, but the other team has the ball and they're driving.
They hand it to Walker. That's going to be another 1st down.
You know, that's the thing that's impressed me about this Eagle offensive line today and this Eagle offense is that they've been able to run. I mean, they've already rushed for about 160 yards. And to me, you know, you talk about Cunningham's stats, and he's had good numbers. Then you add the running with that, and it's really been an impressive, well-balanced outing. See, Kotite was there. He was telling the guys, hold on with both hands, because he knows that's what they want to do. Just keep the field goal. You got the field goal. Keep the field goal. Maybe go for a score. The Packers, of course, are trying to script the ball.
There is one of the great Packers of the 60s, late 50s, Zeke Bratkowski, who is now the offensive coordinator of the Philadelphia Eagles. Of course, this is a homecoming, and a lot of his old teammates are here today.
Oh, yeah, we saw Bart Starr. He got a big hand here. Jerry Kramer was out there. Fuzzy Thurston. Hey, there's a lot of tradition here, and you see those jerseys, those Packer jerseys are wearing 75 years, their 75th year. The league, the Packers started before the National Football League started.
If they were to win today, it would be their 500th. Right now, they are tied, and the Eagles are in control. There's some of the old-time Packers. 1st down and 10. 1:48 to go. Green Bay has 1 timeout left. Hebron to the 12-yard line.
You know, the thing about Hebron, the impressive thing is, here's a guy who was a rookie, free agent, no one drafted him, and you have him in here with the game tied. You're playing away, the 2nd game of the season, and you have to keep control of the ball. Now, that is confidence. I mean, I don't care what this guy ever does from now on, or what they ever say to him or don't say to him. They are showing confidence in Von Hebron right now.
Well, Richie Kotite and Randall Cunningham both said last night they knew the first day of camp that the young man was going to turn out to be something special. Green Bay uses its final timeout, and it'll be 2nd down and 4. And the time of possession, which both coaches thought, John, would be a factor today.
And the key to that is running game, and it's been the Eagle running game, I mean, because they've been able to keep it. The running games get you 1st downs. They had a lot of bad things happen to them early. The Eagles did. They had the turnovers, but they were able, you know, they stayed with it, and they just kept plugging and plugging and plugging. Then they got some running going, and that gave them confidence, and they played a very good game.
2nd down and 4, and the Packers can no longer stop the clock. They're out of timeouts. Walker is the fullback. Hebron is the tailback. And it's Herschel Walker who is knocked backwards on 2nd down. It'll be 3rd and 4. And of course, the slump that Roger Ruzek has been in makes the field goal anything but a sure shot. Jeff Eagles will hold. Ruzek is 1 for 2 for the day.
And I wouldn't be surprised if the Eagles are all out there on the sideline. In fact, half their coaching staff are out on the field. They're off the sideline and darn near out on the field. But I wouldn't be surprised if somewhere they wouldn't take a shot at the end zone before they settled on the field goal. That's what I would do. Then you have a two-way go.
If they're going to do it, here it comes. Nope, they hand it off to Hebron, and he's knocked down at the 13.
Hebron.
And here comes Roger Ruzek.
And the big thing, the play clock is on. There's 33 seconds left, but there's 27 seconds on the play clock. So the play clock's about 3 seconds ahead of the time. So they could really, if they took a timeout, the Eagles could let it go all the way down to 3 seconds. That's what they're going to do. Randall Cunningham's out in the field. He's standing right there by the referee on the 20-yard line. He's going to wait and call timeout. He's right there by the referee over on the side. He's looking at the clock. He could have waited until 3, but what the heck? He waited until 8.
First charge timeout, Philadelphia. 40-second timeout.
It will be a 30-yard field goal. Last year, it came down to the final play of the game, and Chris Jackie won it with a 41-yard field goal. Now Roger Ruzek fighting a slump. We'll have a 30-yarder out of Jeff Eagles' hold to win this one for the Eagles.
You know, and this is where, for a coach, you just have everything you have inside. You're just jumping up and down on both sides. You've coached, you know, you've had all training camp, you've had preseason, you've coached all week getting ready for this game. Then it comes down to 8 seconds left on the clock and kicking. You know, you're walking back and forth, but I'll guarantee you I know what he's feeling and thinking. He's thinking, I'd like one more shot at these guys, and he's thinking, Ruzek, you better make it.
John Hudson will center. Jeff Eagles will hold Ruzek for the game winner with 8 seconds remaining. Eagles are on top. And Keith Millard puts his new coach in a bear hug and a bittersweet day for the erstwhile Eagle Reggie White.
I'll tell you, I think that Rich Kotite showed confidence on that drive, and a couple of guys. One was Hebron on the drive down there, and then at the end of it was Ruzek. He didn't go for the touchdown. He decided he was going to put it on Ruzek. He knew he was going to get it all the way, though, didn't he?
Absolutely. That's the toughest thing he's had to do this afternoon. Meanwhile, on the opposite sideline, or on the field, Reggie White, who was so much of a force in the first half of play and has been a much quieter presence in the second half.
You know, it was just the opposite the way the Eagles wanted to do it. They said they wanted to keep him under control early, not let him have a lot of big plays, and then go and play the game. He had big plays early, but then they got control of him later in the game. There's a happy guy, Anton Davis. You talk about pressure. Every week, everyone will say, what are you going to do against Reggie? What's Reggie going to do against you? You blocked him. You said this. He said that. And now he's getting all the hugs.
That's his line coach, Bill Muir. Anton Davis said to us last night, I don't want to get my butt beat all over the field, and I'm not gonna.
And I didn't have the feeling that he would. I mean, he's a pro, and Reggie's a pro, and they went after each other pretty good today.
5 seconds to go. And this game that was saturated with emotion at the outset has been just about spent. Darrell Thompson looks backwards. Time has expired. And in the midst of all the hype, the Philadelphia Eagles come to Green Bay, Wisconsin, and Tim Harris, the former Eagle, will leave with a victory. Mark Bavaro had a touchdown today, and Roger Ruzek's 30-yard field goal with 5 seconds left provides the difference. So for John Madden, this is Verne Lundquist saying so long from Lambeau Field, where our final score was 20-17 Philadelphia. You've been watching CBS Sports coverage of the National Football League.